You're watching 2 News Works for You in high definition.
Good evening and thanks for choosing 2 News. I'm Russ McCaskey.
I'm Carol Larson. We're glad you're with us tonight. Today is Election Day in several northeastern Oklahoma counties, and we're following some of the biggest races. 7 Tulsa City Council seats up for grabs, and a proposition that could strip Tulsa's mayor of some of his power.
Voter turnout has been low today, but the polls are still open for another hour, and our team of reporters is following all the council races.
We start with 2 News reporter Brianne Palmerini. She's live in North Tulsa with more on Districts 2 and 3.
Well, in District 2, we've got 2 brand new candidates running for the 2-year term. That's because Republican incumbent Rick Westcott decided not to seek re-election. Now, Republican Jeannie Q will take on Democratic candidate Philip Euler. Both have big plans if elected. Q's a retired nurse, and she's involved in various community organizations. She says her main goals are public service, economic development, and community spirit. Now, her opponent Euler says he decided to make a run at District 2 because he said he was tired of sitting on the sidelines. Euler has experience in the Army, Navy, and Air Force, which he thinks will help him be a good leader. In District 3, it's Republican David Bell against former counselor Democrat David Patrick. A 3-year term is on the line. Patrick defeated the incumbent Democrat Roscoe Turner in the primary. Now, the 2 men have traded the seat over the last several elections, and the majority of voters here in District 3 are Democratic, and officials here at the election board say a Republican has never won in District 3. Now we go live to 2 News reporter Sarah Goldenberg with the latest on Districts 4 and 6.
Brianne, District 4 could be a close race tonight with the registered voters split between Democrats and Republicans. Now, entrepreneur Blake Ewing is running against former Assistant District Attorney Ken Bruni. This seat was formerly held by Maria Barnes, who was defeated in the primary. Up for grabs, a 1-year term on City Council. Republican Blake Ewing owns several restaurants and businesses downtown. He says he'd focus on providing better basics like roads and transit and creating a vibrant downtown. Democrat Ken Bruni founded Bruni Law Firm here in Tulsa. He says he'd increase efficiency and restore civility to city government. In District 6, a 3-year council seat is on the line. This seat was formerly held by Jim Motino, who was also defeated in the primary. Republican candidate Byron Steele III owns a computer service company. He's running against Democrat Robert Gwynn Jr., a convenience store sales manager. Live near downtown Tulsa, Sarah Goldenberg, 2 News Works for You.
Now to Tulsa City Council Districts 7 and 8. 2 News reporter Liz Bryan continues our live team coverage. Liz?
Good evening, Karen. Whoever is elected in District 7 will serve the shortest time on council with a 1-year term. Republican Thomas Mansour promises accountability and compromise in collaboration with residents. Running against Mansour is Michael Rainwater. Rainwater is a registered Democrat, but he views the position as free of partisan politics. Rainwater's campaign push is to adhere to conservative financial principles. Now on to District 8, where Phil Lincoln is hosting the Cadillac of all campaigns. He's raised more than $75,000. Lincoln is the CEO of the Tulsa Community Foundation. Lincoln's objective is to end political flaunting and just move Tulsa forward. Opponent William Suliberg is a longtime business leader in the banking field. His mission is to make Tulsa the location of choice by advancing economic, social, and cultural aspects. In District 8, Republicans dominate as registered voters. Meanwhile, Democrats make up less than half of District 8. Now on to District 9. It's the only race where an incumbent is featured. For that, we go to Jason Grubbs.
Yeah, Liz, District 9, of course, a big portion of Midtown, including Brookside. Incumbent and Republican G.T. Bynum try to keep his seat tonight, running against Democrat Mike Batman, a local businessman here. Obviously, Councilor Bynum comes from a long political history of family there. Elected back in the spring of 2008. His family, his grandfather and cousin, both former Tulsa mayors, Bill and Bob LaFortune. Batman has owned several businesses in Tulsa and since the 80s, from a sandwich shop to a convenience store and now a car lot. Now, whoever wins the council seats tonight, those 9 are faced with several serious issues coming up in the next few years, including the renewal of the Fix Our Streets campaign. Of course, that was passed back in 2008 as well. Back back then, all the councilors knew that that was just going to take the 5 years. The whole package itself needed to be double the amount. That could take 10 or 15 years to complete the entire Fix Our Streets package. Revenue is another issue that could come up. Of course, city coffers are only paid through by sales tax revenues. A lot of city leaders have wanted to tap into the property tax funds to look at that as well. And then we've got the possible change of government as well. That could be happening tonight as well. Reporting live from downtown Tulsa, Jason Grubbs, 2 News, works for you.
Jason, thanks. Now, those changes in the form of city government are on the ballot, along with 2 other propositions. 2 News reporter Marla Carter's here to tell us more. Marla?
Russ, one of the propositions concerns a change to a city manager form of government. Meanwhile, another proposition is about changing to a strong mayor form of government with 3 at-large city councilors. Those would be in addition to the councilors already elected on a district-wide basis. Now, if voters say no to both of the issues, then the city's current form of government stays as is. If both pass, though, a judge will likely decide what happens next. Also, there are 2 other propositions on the ballot. One is about making elections nonpartisan. The other proposition is about when council races should be held. Right now, there's a staggered system, but voters can change that, so all councilors would be up for election at the same time. We'll keep you posted on the election results. Marla Carter, 2 News works for you.
That we will, Marla. Thanks. Complete election results for races all across Green Country will be posted throughout the night on KJRH.com and as well as they come in right here on Channel 2.